You're listening to the Hockey Podcast Network. New shows every day. Find us at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com or wherever you get your podcasts from.
It's playoff time. Big stakes, bigger promotions. It's time to hammer the over and score some cash. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you a chance to lower the over-under on a featured playoff game. All players who place a bet on the featured basketball game will have a hand in lowering the over-under on the game. That's right. For every 1,500 players who bet the over on the select game, the over-under will drop by 1 point. Every bettor who hammers the over in the featured game helps to lower the game's over-under. The best part is that even as the line lowers, the odds remain at even money. That's right. You can double your money by hammering the over. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code THPN when you sign up to hammer the over. For every 1,500 people that bet the over in the featured game, the line will decrease by 1 point. Yes, this is your chance to improve the odds of the over hitting. So tell your friends and family, this is a team effort. Hammer the over and improve your odds of doubling your money. That's promo code THPN for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. Restrictions apply. Max $25 wager, one per customer. Offer ends May 23rd, 2021. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Going to be a fun one because we're doing Adam Ernie. And of course, everybody, if you are as big a fan of Ernie as we are, you'll go to bodpodcast.com or brothersofdiscussion.com, click on the shop page, and you've got your Retire 73 t-shirt ready to go. You just make the preemptive strike. Get your Retire 73 shirt now so you don't have to buy it 20 years from now. Mike, obviously, this is the season where Adam Ernie outplayed expectations to the end. I mean, his goals per 60 at that midpoint of the season where he was lining up 6 straight games with points. It was beautiful. We can't expect too much though going forward, and I would say that's where the deep dish ultimate supreme comes into play. Now, here's what we're doing here. Of course, you throw all those veggies and meat together, and it's a deep dish. We're pretty happy with that pizza. I think we both agree that this is actually a legit pizza. I will order it. But it's that next, the next day with all those peppers and onions from Little Caesars, we're going back to some bathroom problems, and it's not going to sit well. And I can't imagine that Adam Ernie is going to be able to duplicate going forward what he was able to do this year. So it was great. And we love this one season. We'll always come back and say, man, remember Adam Ernie doing so great in the middle of that 56-game season? That's where the ultimate supreme deep dish comes into play. Probably not going to order it again. It's a little too much, right? Can't expect it to hit every time. But that's where I'm sitting with Adam Ernie.
Man, with Adam Ernie, if you go to our site, you can retire that number. All right. Retire Ernie. Put him in the rafters. Matt, at Little Caesars, there's so many different things you can get, but I think there's one item you can definitely retire. Like the chef put this together. The chef. There's a head chef. I just said chef for a Little Caesars item. Yeah, the head chef at it was just the guy who was, he's working late one night. Fuck it, I'm making my own extra pizza. I'm going to put so many fucking pepperonis. You won't even see the cheese. But there's going to be cheese. It's just going to be right underneath. Not only is it going to be underneath, Matt, I'm going to fill the fucking crust with it. So, Matt, give me the extra, most bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for Adam Ernie. Because when you made that item on a late night, you were just having a joint, Maybe you're enjoying some 420 products from friend of the show, Darren McCarty, and you just needed some meat and cheese, and you took a bite of this, whatever end you started with, the end of the triangle, the round of the crust. You're like, oh, hang them up, my man. You made the perfect late night item. Matt, hockey's played at night. This is a late night food. Retire chef, extra most bestest, stuffed crust, pepperoni, Adam Ernie himself. Put him in the rafters.
Next one, Mike. This is where I was saving my pizza. Vladislav Domestikov. Mike, he is my slices and sticks. He's everything you need. He can play any part of the ice. You can have him on the power play, the penalty kill. That's why you bring that guy in. He can take face-offs. He really is. He's your utility man. He's the when the Tigers were winning, they had Brandon Inge. This is our Brandon Inge. Is it the best guy on the ice? Brandon Inge, was he ever the best on the field? Never. Is Domestikov certainly more serviceable than Brandon Inge? Yeah, and that's why it's a completely different conversation. But we're going slices and sticks because there's not enough to satisfy everyone here, right? But if you're sitting at home by yourself, you want a little bit of pizza, you want a little bit of Italian cheese bread?
Yeah.
Light it up.
I really admire this pick, and I'm not going to go against it. I'm only going to support it because when the Seattle Kraken come sniffing around for that expansion draft, and we're like, Rasmussen? Oh, boring. Ooh, you don't want him. No. Look at Domestikov. Wow. He's kind of a pizza. He's kind of garlic bread. You get a sauce. Does everything. No, you don't want Rasmussen. That's I guess we'll keep him. So, Matt, I think that is going to be the razzle-dazzle pitch that we try to show the Kraken to take Nemesnikov, and then inevitably they will be taking a sexier pizza, even though slices and sticks literally does it all. It kind of scores. It kind of defends. Yeah, it's a little much. I know we're trying to get everything in one presentable little package, but I think that's I don't know. It's like somebody trying too hard, and you wanted a pepperoni pizza and breadsticks, and then mom just brought home like one all-purpose, and you're like, now we're out of cheese bread. Now we're out of pizza. Yeah, but look, you got a little bit of both. That's not the same. It's not what we wanted. So, this is somebody trying too hard who doesn't buy pizza frequently enough to know it's better to get two separates instead of one.
All right, so next is Mark Stahl. Eiserman's pick for most improved this year. Here's the thing, Mike. Mark Stahl did great when he was playing with Troy Stecher, and we saw when they would activate together, Stahl would go straight to the net, boom, rebound, goal. And that was a beautiful play, right? But it can't be done without Troy Stecher, who I'm going to grade as like our best defenseman this year when it's all said and done. Better than Hronek. Sorry, Hronek. So, Mike, I'm going to go with Caesar wings, oven roasted with no sauce, because he needs some sauce on there. It's just not enough to put Mark Stahl and expect him to do what you need. He needs some sauce. So that's where Mark Stahl is, those plain wings.
As the days go by, and you start to lower what it's going to take for a food to entice you to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, you saved what some people have called pizza bones. Matt, Mark Stahl is still in this league. And as far as most improved goes, as you're looking around the fridge, you've got some vegetables starting to brown. You've got some fruit starting to get a little brown. You see some pizza crust back there. It's somehow it fell out of the bag. It's still back there, but your lizard brain is still gonna, want to eat carbs instead of browned vegetables. So, the ingredients that was Stecher, those are gone, long gone. Mm-hmm. This is just the crust of a pepperoni bread. Stecher, he's still technically pizza, Stahl is still technically pizza, but he's not the part that you want anymore. Matt, he has pizza bones in the back of the fridge. You're still going to choose him over vegetables, but you're not going to like it afterwards. So, Matt, Stahl is pizza bones.
All right, next on the list, Mike, you're not going to like this. Darren Helm. So here's my argument. Some people really like him. It's not for me. I used the pineapple earlier, but I'm going to use the full pizza here, Mike. I'm not a pineapple on pizza guy. So some people really like what Helm brings, and they God, they just love him to death. Super fans. He's a hula Hawaiian pizza because it's not for me. See you later.
He leads the league in breakaways that don't go in the net, and I feel like Little Caesars trying to what they call vegetables is easily up at the top of the list. I'm going the ultimate supreme for Darren Helm because he's a defender, he's a leader, he's a speedster. Oh, look at that breakaway! Oh, and he crashes into the boards. And as far as a pizza that I'm a little afraid of, it meant well. It's allegedly got all the ingredients, but doesn't quite deliver. Give me a Little Caesars with vegetables on it. I see a green pepper. That's what I'm going to think of when it comes sliding out on a fast, on a breakaway there. It's going to be a breaking away out of your buns. Matt, that's Darren Helm in a nutshell, the ultimate supreme.
So next on the list, we've got Tyler Bertuzzi, and I think what should come into play here is his 9 games. So I'm not going to give him a full pizza, but we know what he brings to the table when he is there is certainly going to fill us up all the way. So I'm actually going to go with one of the combos here for Tyler. I'm going to go with the $5 lunch combo with the deep dish, just the 4 slices, because you're not getting a full pizza. You didn't get that full season. But when he was there, it made the difference. It made the power play look better. That first line certainly looks better. It's like he's the glue that seems to hold all that together, even though if we played the game, who was the best player on the first line in the first 9 games, I think, before the season started, you probably would have gone Larkin and Mantha first and then Bertuzzi, but ultimately he was the guy that did it. So that's what I'm doing. And I do apologize. I'm running through these quicker than I wanted to, but
there's quite a few.
I'm definitely going to get in trouble.
I'm going to say Bertuzzi is a perfect $5 lunch combo, but one of the items was missing. It's a long line. The kid working the garlic, the crazy bread, didn't put enough in before the lunch rush. So you're still kind of waiting, checking your watch, and you're like, I'm still going to wait for this, but I'm not happy about it. Because the full meal is what you're looking for. You didn't get it. You're still going to wait. You're going to lose time, and it's basically a lost year waiting for that order of crazy bread to come out of the oven. So goodness is around the corner, but it's not there right now. You got to wait. So Matt, I think the lunch combo is perfect for Bertuzzi.
Next on the list, Sam Gagner. This is where it gets really hard, right? Because you're not really mad at his performance because he met expectations, right? It's not like we brought in Sam Gagner to do anything to send us into the Stanley Cup Finals. So he's meeting expectations. I think for a while I've been saving this. I'm just going to go classic cheese finally.
You are kidding me. I was going classic cheese on Gagner.
Let's do it. High five. Classic cheese on Sam Gagner. He meets expectations. He's not what we're really looking for to change anything. He's there. I'd say that's a good capper on that.
It's a pizza. Like if you didn't have pizza, you would notice there's no pizza. But if the classic cheese is there, you're probably going to go towards other pizzas, with, a few more ingredients, it's going to win you over. But you're going to notice no pizza, right? You're going to notice if the Red Wings are short a man, but if there's no Gagner next season, we'll find other pizzas. We'll be fine.
So next on the list here, Mike, Franz Nielsen, right? I'm just going, I'm not going to touch the stuff. I'm not a fan of it at all. I'm going Diet Pepsi because I don't want it. I never like the smell of it. I don't like the taste of it. He's a 20-ounce bottle of Diet Pepsi. I just, even to the point of making sure it's a 20-ounce bottle than a 2-liter. Like, you're only feeding one person, and really, Franz Nielsen's the only one who's benefiting from him being on this team. So Franz Nielsen, Diet Pepsi 20-ounce. That's my pick.
Quite a cap hit for no production. And I think a 20-ounce Diet Pepsi, knowing that all the sugar was substituted with, cancerous products, I think that's a perfect description. And why did we order so many? So not only did we get a 20-ounce, we got a dozen of them, and now they're all untouched and we're all thirsty. And eventually somebody's going to be like, well, all the other bottles are injured, so we're going to put them on the fourth line. You're going to open one and, ugh, this is disgusting. And you're going to dump most of it out on the ice. It's going to brown the ice, So not only have you ruined your appetite, your lunch, you've ruined a game of hockey. So, Matt, 20-ounce Diet Pepsi, for instance.
Evgeny Svechnikov. Oh, and of course, Fetar thrown out there. He wants to double up and do the day old hot and ready, just like the Kaiser and Filppula. So I actually with Svechnikov, I'm going to take that too and double up on my stuffed crazy bread because I'm still intrigued, just like I was with Lindstrom. And I think there is a spot for him as long as Seattle doesn't get in the way. But it just with me not having tried the stuffed crazy bread yet, I know I'm going to like it and we give it more time. It's just something, it's we saw the production. It got pretty hot at the start. And it just kind of fizzled out. So I think we just need more time. We need to develop a little bit more. So I'm a stuffed crazy bread. I'm going to double up because we're running out of menu items here. And, we're also running out of time because Matt, we'll probably never see Matt again because this episode is,
with Svechnikov, he was on waivers, 2-3 times? I definitely feel like he's Little Caesars veggie pizza because we ordered it and nobody's eating it. Nobody wants it. And I know there's value there because I can see vegetables, right? So there's more to it than just the cheese pizza.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we keep ordering these and nobody wants them. They don't come through. I don't know. I don't see the pizza production, Matt. Nobody else sees it either. But eventually, it's going to get ice time. That pizza is going to be on the third or fourth line. And, somebody's going to eat it. Because by the end of the night, somebody did. The box is empty. But who did it? Was it you?
Well, I've been saving some of these deep dish pizzas for all of my favorite players. So Troy Stetcher's next. Mike, okay. I'm going to give him. I'm trying to pick which one I want to give for the deep dish. I think I've only used the Ultimate Supreme. So I'm going to give him the Italian sausage. Coming back to, I do like Italian sausage on my pizza. And you make it a deep dish. I'm all for it. So yeah, give me deep dish Italian sausage because I like. This is something where Stetcher had such a great season, in my opinion. Really proved, especially with the low cap hit, Jesus, he could really make his mark. And when you're trying to fill out that roster, like we've made arguments like, oh man, when John Merrill was on the team, you really fill out that bottom, the bottom pairing well. But also remember it was on the Red Wings. So with Stetcher being I guess the middle pairing, you as you upgrade this team, you want to see Stetcher as a guy that shows that much promise and can bring a guy like Mark Stahl up to relevancy. You want to see him eventually fall down to the bottom pair, only because you're so much more talented on the top four. So with that, I want to see it here forever. I never want to see the deep dish pizza go away. I'm a Stetcher fan. Give me the Italian deep dish.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry, Italian sausage.
I'm going to say easily he's a crazy combo. You put him together with even Mark Stahl, and it creates a formidable defensive combo. It's a menu item, easy to defend. Defending is very easy for him. There's just no better way than little crazy bread with little crazy sauce. Only $3.99 if you act now. So it's a bargain. It's a bargain. Perfect.
I've been preparing for every player while you're talking.
Yes.
And every time, like I was going to do veggie for Troy. Now Hronik's next, and I was going to do crazy bread.
Oof.
I was going to do. He is the crazy bread because when it's there, I eat it. I don't want, I think with Hronik, I think we're seeing a guy that can fill out the top pair because of, again, the status of the team. But I think ultimately he should come down to middle or the bottom pairing. Like eventually, I think Hronik has reached a point where we're going to see like the best out of Hronik we could possibly get, and that's not bad. He leads the team in points by the end of the season, which is it's fantastic. So same thing with Crazy Bread. It's just one of those things that he's not an elite defenseman in the league. And that's kind of, once you're a Stanley Cup contender, you have some elite defensemen on your team. I just think he's certainly a top 4 defenseman, and that's where my Crazy Bread sits. It's got to stick around. It's never leaving the Little Caesars menu. Everybody can find some service to it, and that's where I want to go with Hronek.
I like it a lot. For him, I'm going to go pepperoni cheese bread because that's one of my favorite items. I don't ever want it to go away, but should it be the focal point top 5, top pairing defenseman? Probably not. It barely has a sauce. It shouldn't be counted on to be the main course, but it should never not be part of your Little Caesars meal plan. It's delicious. It's got a heck of a, it's going to be accountable. It's going to be reputable. But again, it should not be the top pairing. There's other items that should be up there instead. So Matt, pepperoni cheese bread for Mr. Hronek.
Now, that actually is a great pick, and I completely forgot I haven't used pepperoni cheese bread, and I wish I had used it earlier on Fabry or Vrana. But next on the list, what did we just do? Hronek. So next we've got Christian Juice. Look, by all accounts, everybody thinks that this is it. So, I mean, we could just go with another sauce that, I don't want. I don't know, but when we went to the midpoint of the season, we actually saw that Juice performs really well, but the power play numbers were there. It's just the finishing wasn't there. So he had the shots on net. That's enough for me. I'm going to do the garlic Parmesan wings because that's the long and short of it for me with garlic Parmesan wings. Like I'm happy that I have tried it.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna order it again because it actually you feel it right here. So there was all the effort there. It was tasty while I was eating it, but I'm not ordering it again. And that'll be the long and short of it with Juice. And I think actually now that I mentioned it, I'm being a moron. It's already been mentioned. He's not. He's gone. It's already been taken care of. So garlic Parmesan wings only because I enjoyed it the one time and now never again.
Yeah, I'm going to say, you didn't go into the season thinking, or go into the Little Caesars thinking, I'm going to leave here with a cup of cheesy jalapeno dip. But, you were kind of at the register, you had to field an order, and they were like, you're going to get the breadsticks anyway. Have you tried them with the cheesy jalapeno? Or like, not really. I wasn't planning on buying it. I already got crazy sauce. And they're like, oh, come on, just do it. And you're like, I don't really need it. And you're like, oh, just do it. And you're like, well, I guess, I got to fill some of these, tummies for this, 3rd grade birthday party. Why not? And then they're like, all right, it costs extra. You're like, what? It costs extra? Well, how much extra? 59 cents. You're like, fine, just throw it on the bill. And, it was 59 cents. You're not even going to notice it. And, it's going to be gone quick anyway. So it wasn't a huge loss. Didn't bring a lot to the table. And it's, pretty risk-free decision. And, it's going to be gone. Somebody's going to eat it. It's fine.
Man. All right. Next on the list, Dylan Larkin. I haven't used it yet, so I'm going to use my pepperoni cheese bread here because this is something that even when you do get that bad feeling while you're eating it, because it's probably the most unhealthy thing per square inch, but I just love it so much. So I'm just spacing. What I'm saying is Dylan Larkin's WAR this year was 35%, right? So that means there's another 65% of the league based on the amount of ice time he's getting. Him being a center that performed better than Dylan Larkin, but I'm fine with it. I know that he's going to kick it back up. I know a lot of that has to do with the talent level. Some of it Mike might have to deal with. He's not a first line center when it's all said and done. I'm not saying that for sure. I'm saying it could go into that, and we might have a great second line center in Dylan Larkin. So with that, I'm going with my pepperoni cheese bread because I'm always going to order it. It's always going to be on the menu, and keep it up. He's our captain.
For Larkin, Matt, I gotta say, the deep dish pepperoni pizza is probably the best item on their whole menu. But this season, you're right, it was really tough for him to fully satisfy Red Wings fans. We asked a lot of that pizza. We asked it to be the best player with no beverages. We didn't bring any napkins. And, when they made this pizza, for some reason, it happens. For some reason, only like 3/4 of the pizza showed up. And, you didn't realize it till, you were at the picnic and you opened the box. So it's not his fault. Like, if you had a full complement of deep dish pepperoni pizza, you would have been happy. You would have been okay just using your pants as a napkin. You would have drank out of the river instead of having Pepsi. But you were missing some of the slices, and it's hard to compliment give everybody their full filled tummies, and 2 of the slices were missing. Now, was part of that because of the driver? That they went into the season eating some of the slices when they brought the picnic pizza over? Probably, and you see the grease on their lips and the drool and the sauce dribbling down their food shirt. Who to blame. It's Yzerman's fault. He delivered 6 out of 8 slices for our poor captain. And I think next season he'll actually have a full pizza for Larkin, but this season it was 6 out of 8. And, he saved that cap space. I think I've said enough. So we know Larkin's going to be a full deep dish pepperoni, but this season it wasn't fair. He didn't have you don't blame the pizza. You blame who brought the pizza.
Next one on the list is kind of hard. It's Bobby Ryan. So here's the thing. I think we were all happy with seeing goals in his first game. The hard analytics do not grade out well. He ends up being a 49% WAR, which is grades out better than Dylan Larkin. A lot of issues through the analytics for like expected goals against per 60 and Corsi against per 60. Like he was up there. There's a lot of offense going against Bobby Ryan when he was on the ice, and that's not always to blame it on him, but that is to say it's kind of one-sided, right? Like so that's what the analytics are saying. So I'm going to go with just overdoing it, Mike, on the offense. And of course, the price is there. So we're going to go with one of the cheaper pizzas here on the list. It's the extra most bestest pepperoni. So you're getting a lot of pepperoni, not a lot of anything else. And it's cheap. You get a nice cheap pizza. Some of these are $10, Mike, but Bobby Ryan's affordable. So get the affordable pizza that's going to do one thing really well. And it does pepperoni really well. You get a ton of it. So it's, I think he even mentioned at the start of the season that his son was a huge fan of the pepperoni pizzas. So let's line it up.
I'm going to say Bobby Ryan is a microwaved day after extra most bestest pepperoni slice.
I like it. Yeah, that's the better route.
So he, out of the microwave, you've got 60 seconds. And I think the start of the season, you're like, oh, this is still hot. It's still good. And you took a few bites. And then as it started to cool down, Bobby's, he's not a young pup anymore. He got boo-boos. The production wasn't quite where we wanted it. And then eventually got to a point where we couldn't even, trade it at the deadline because the pizza is in such disarray. So I think that, on another day, maybe next season, we'll even try to microwave it again, but maybe microwave it for a little bit less time. So the time where it's edible doesn't, expire so quickly. So we'll try and ease it out of the microwave, ease it into the microwave, and like a little bit shorter cook time on the reheat on that one.
All right. So the last couple of here, we got Matthias Brome and Giovanni Smith. I'm sorry. Do we call him Matthias? It's Matthias, isn't it?
Yeah, Matthias.
Anyway, Brome.
We can do those
Giovanni
as a combo.
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a combo. I was gonna give Giovanni Smith. We're gonna reuse another pizza here. He's a 5-meat feast. And then Brome, it was fun watching him. You loved seeing him. But it just right. We didn't get enough finish out of it. So. Gosh, I don't really know where to take that except to just go, let's give him one of these thin crust pizzas because it's definitely not going to make me feel the best, but it was, it's fun seeing a pizza on the table. So we're doing a couple of repeats here before we hit the goaltenders. And I do have a plan for the goaltenders. And Mike, I don't know if you want to add anything there.
Yeah, for Giovanni and Brome, I think it's pretty easy. I think they're both pretzel crust pizza because you always see it on the menu, and then you get home and you didn't order it again. And you're like, we always see it. Like, it looks cool, but we never actually try it. And it kind of feels like the Red Wings never actually try Giovanni, and they don't try Brome enough for the fans' taste. And we know what we're getting out of some of these, day-old pizzas, microwave pizzas. I kind of want to try that new one. But you're also kind of like, ooh, does it have nacho cheese? I don't know. Maybe we'll roll the dice this time. And, you come home and once again, you have slices and sticks on your second line. So, I'm going to say that there's no argument for me. Both of those guys are pretzel pizzas, or I'm intrigued, but we just don't bring it home enough.
So last thing we got going here, Mike, we got our goaltenders, Jonathan Bernier, Thomas Greiss. Greiss has such an amazing finish to the season. He goes from dead last and expected goals saved above and gets into the top 15 of the league. Actually, I think he finished like the top 10 with just an amazing end of the season. So I'm going to do a combo here because I'm going to do my order that I always get when I go to Little Caesars because I want to see this goalie combo continue into next season. And I'm just happy with it. I'm just like, we were upset with Greiss at the beginning of the season, but I don't know how you could be upset anymore after the way he finished it off. So Mike, the goalie tandem here, and I'm going to specifically point out each one. Bernier is going to be, I'm going to reuse the Pepperoni Cheese Bread because I think he's been our MVP now for 2 straight seasons. That's my MVP in every Little Caesars order. And Greiss, I really do it up with the pepperoni at Little Caesars, so that's why Matt has a tum-tum. He's the deep dish pepperoni pizza. Those are my 2 go-to items. I want to see him stick around. So they're a combo that I always order. It's not necessarily going to be cheap going forward. It's it's a pricier combo, but there it is. Greiss and Bernier, my deep dish pepperoni and my pepperoni cheese bread.
Boy,
more. Maybe and throw in a ranch cup in there.
Wow. I'm gonna say that Bernier, what an MVP. Deep dish 3-meat treat. And Greiss, I agree, the pepperoni cheese bread. Now, the reason it's an important combo, I think if you only ate deep dish 3-meat pizza, you need a little break. Like you need a little bit of a pizza sorbet, a little bit to kind of cleanse the palate, because it's strictly eating deep dish 3-meat treat. You're like, oof, this is heavy. And
let's not forget that they're both really thick squares.
They are really thick, but something about that pepperoni cheese bread, it's just like the slices are smaller. They're kind of like little cigars, where the other one are like full dinner plate size slices. Just the offset, if you kind of have one in each hand, you double barrel it, you double fist it, back to back, it's great. But if you just eat one all the time, you kind of get sick of the flavor. It's not as good anymore. The goals against average starts to skyrocket. You need both of them. They complement each other. You need to take turns. That is the ideal situation. Matt, I've said my piece.
I mean, to add to it, like I could eat that pepperoni cheese bread all day because of the small slices. And I think each little small slice is like perfect. So that's why I'm going with Bernier on that. And I want this relationship with Bernier to continue until, to make another bathroom joke, I'm just going to keep eating that pepperoni cheese bread until it puts me out for the night. So just keep giving me more Jonathan Bernier until it hurts. That's where we're gonna end with that one. So that's our team from top to bottom. Don't look at us to recap because I didn't keep track, but top players certainly Vrana, Larkin, Bernier, Greiss with that hot finish. I mean, Mike, he had me Google searching like what are some of the best goaltender performances of all time when Greiss was putting up the 54 save performance. So yeah, like this is the. It's just there's not enough great items, I think, on the Little Caesars menu to like we hope that going forward, everybody's a deep dish pepperoni pizza. And until then, I guess we're gonna keep struggling. But let's do like a generic finish here. So I think we could actually break this up, Mike. This whole thing. This is gonna be 3 episodes. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. And let's throw in there, if you're listening to part 1, come back for part 2 so you can hear us finish up with Larkin and the goalies. And I hope you enjoyed part 1. And give us in the comments. Let us know how you're grading everybody. Little Caesars menu items only. Feel free to break it down by the slice, by side cups, by anything that's local to your market that we don't have. But yeah, I had a blast doing this. I hope everybody sees that. There's something there in Little Caesars for everyone. So maybe there's a little something from every Red Wing that you can still get next season if it's not going so hot. It's hot, maybe not ready. All right. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Let's wrap up here. Everybody, head on over to bodpodcast.com, brothersindiscussion.com. Check out all the old archived episodes. I think the episodes going forward, Mike, are going to be very, they'll last a little bit longer than the old episodes, considering those last for about 2 days before a new game starts. And check us out at BOD Hockey on Twitter. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the page. We greatly appreciate it. We don't want you to miss another show going forward. And of course, for anybody that watched the entire episode live, you really appreciate it.
God bless you.
Thanks for coming in.
God bless you.
Will McGee, I do see you on there. Unfortunately, I got your comment for the Eichel injury, and we were knee deep in our pizza conversation. But please come back, subscribe. We'll get you in there for the next episode. Everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Woo-hoo.
Here comes the money.